opens to a new idea never returns to its original size. Albert Einstein. Imagine staring at a problem that feels impossible, like a brick wall you just can't break through. You've brainstormed, searched for answers, even asked for advice, but nothing clicks. The truth is that the real obstacle isn't the problem itself. It's how you're thinking about it. The greatest problem solvers don't just look for answers. They reframe the question entirely. These mental strategies aren't just theories, as they've been used by elite strategists, top problem solvers, and some of the world's most innovative minds to crack high-stakes challenges. While some of these techniques remain behind closed doors, many have been applied in real-world scenarios with astonishing results. These aren't just creative thinking tips. Once you learn them, you'll never see problems the same way again. Let's get started. 1. Ask the wrong question to get the right answer. Most people ask, how do I fix this? But the real thinkers ask, why is this even a problem? Shifting the focus forces your brain to uncover hidden assumptions, leading to unexpected solutions. 2. Reverse the problem to find a solution. Instead of asking how to solve an issue, try asking how you would make it worse. It sounds counterintuitive, but by deliberately thinking about failure, you expose the exact pitfalls to avoid, and often, the answer is hiding right there in plain sight. 3. Shrink the problem until it becomes manageable. Big problems can feel overwhelming, but the key is to shift focus from the entire challenge to small, achievable wins. Instead of stressing over writing an entire book, start with a paragraph. Instead of making $1 million, figure out how to make your first $100. Progress compounds, and small wins create momentum. The biggest obstacles are conquered step by step. 4. Break free from the yes or no trap. When faced with two options, don't feel forced to choose. The best thinkers ask, what's a third, fourth, or even fifth way to approach this? More often than not, the best solution isn't even on the original list of choices. 5. The CIA's red team strategy. Attack your own ideas. Intelligence agencies use red teams to stress test their own strategies before the enemy can. Apply this to your own thinking by taking your best idea and try to destroy it. If you find weaknesses, you just saved yourself from failure. If you can't break it, you know it's solid. 6. Steal like a genius, because originality is a myth. The biggest breakthroughs don't come from pure originality. They come from borrowing ideas across disciplines. A military strategy might solve a business challenge. A musical composition method might inspire an engineering solution. The more you borrow from unrelated fields, the more innovative your thinking becomes. 7. Use the opponent's energy instead of fighting it. In martial arts, the strongest move isn't resisting force, it's redirecting it. Instead of fighting obstacles head-on, ask yourself, how can I turn this challenge into an advantage? Many times, the resistance you're facing is actually showing you the best path forward. 8. Destroy your ego before it destroys your thinking. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge. Stephen Hawking. Your ego will always tell you, I already know the answer, but that's the biggest lie. The moment you admit you don't know, your brain shifts into learning mode. The greatest minds stay curious, constantly questioning their own assumptions. 9. Reprogram your brain with a single word swap. Your thoughts shape your reality, and even the smallest language shifts can make a difference. Instead of saying, I have to do this, say, I get to do this. Instead of thinking, this is too hard, reframe it as, this is a puzzle. Try it for a day. You'll be amazed at how differently your mind responds. 10. Embrace the absurd to unlock new ideas. Your brain craves logic, but sometimes the best ideas come from nonsense. What if your problem was a color, a smell, a song? Thinking in absurd ways forces your mind to connect ideas in ways it normally wouldn't, leading to innovative breakthroughs. 11. Turn constraints into a superpower. Most people see limits as obstacles, but the best thinkers see them as fuel for creativity. If you only had 10 minutes to solve your problem, how would you approach it? If you only had $10 to make it work, what would you do? The most inventive ideas often come when you have no choice but to think differently. 12. Let your subconscious work while you sleep. Your brain doesn't stop working when you do. If you're stuck, step away, get some rest or sleep on it. You'll wake up with connections and insights that weren't there before. 13. Teach it to someone else and solve it in the process. Explaining your problem to someone else forces you to simplify your thinking. In that process, you often find the solution you were searching for. If you can't explain it clearly, you don't understand it well enough yet. 14. Push one step further, because that's where breakthroughs happen. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. When frustration peaks, most people stop. But that's often when the breakthrough is right around the corner. Instead of seeing resistance as a sign to quit, recognize it as a signal that you're close to something big. The most successful people aren't the smartest. They're the ones who keep going when others give up. 5 tips and takeaways to apply these tactics if you're stuck on a problem. Find an idea from a different field and adapt it. Ask the opposite question, like what if solving it isn't the answer? Stop looking at obstacles as problems and start seeing them as tools. Break big challenges into tiny, solvable parts. Take one more step past the point where most people quit. Because the biggest difference between those who break free and make history and those who stay stuck and don't isn't intelligence, but how they think. The bottom line is that most people never learn to challenge their own assumptions. They keep searching for answers while ignoring the fact that the way they're asking the question might be the real problem. But you see things differently now because you hold the playbook. So the next time you hit a roadblock, try one of these tactics. Watch what happens. Watch how your mind shifts. And if this article sparked a shift in how you think, pass it on. Because someone out there is stuck just like you were. If you want more strategies like these, don't forget to join our daily life success tips community to join a community of like-minded individuals committed to finding their purpose in all areas of life with weekly videos on personal growth, emotional intelligence, and habit mastery.